Yeah, Matt and Brian, for the family members I spoke with over the phone today, the crane collapse that happened in South Lake Union back in April is just too painful to talk about in public. As we know, 4 people died that day, several others were injured. But with now that the state investigators are confirming that it was in fact a preventable tragedy, that is what's the hardest for many tonight to handle. These are the 4 people killed when a tower crane came crashing down in South Lake Union in April. Ironworkers Travis Corbett and Andrew Yoder were on top of the crane when it fell. Sarah Wong and Alan Justad were in separate cars below. They all had incredible stories with people who loved them unconditionally. Andrew's brother today telling Q13 News that Andrew's wife is not ready to speak about the loss of her husband and the father of their 2 young sons. In a statement from earlier this year, his wife says she was grateful for the 12 years she had with Andrew. And she says the pain was so bad, it was hard to breathe.
As you can imagine, families are just heartbroken over these incidents, and they want to better understand what possibly could have gone wrong.
They all want answers, including Alan Justad's family.
We still have a lot of questions as to why these various folks all felt it was okay to cut corners on safety and put people at risk. Was it for personal gain? Was it for rushing a project for timing purposes, for competitions?
Alan is a former employee of the city of Seattle. David Benninger is the attorney for his family, and he says they're still processing the state's findings that determined it was unsafe practices of the crane's disassembly that caused the deadly collapse.
And this was not, unfortunately, a one-off experience. This was a problem that is widespread, ongoing, and it's got to be stopped.
The parents of Sarah Wong, the 19-year-old SPU student, have also hired an attorney. Sarah's death has impacted this college campus in a big way.
She was my first friend here.
She brightened my day with every smile.
Sarah was one of the kindest people I've met.
A big question moving forward for family members is how will the state and the crane industry prevent this from happening again? Right now, there are 120 tower cranes across the state, about half of those in the city of Seattle.
I believe that each of the contractors should be required to notify the state so that they can have an inspector there to ensure it's done right.
Now, David Benninger says not only does he want every company to contact the state every time they disassemble a tower crane, he also suggested that the cities should be closing down wide areas of roads anytime this is happening. I did pose that question to SDOT today. They just literally got back to me about 10 minutes ago, and they do say that on April 27th, both Valley Street and Boren Avenue North were shut down, that the street was shut down, the sidewalk was shut down. As we know, that did not prevent the deaths. Now, Governor Inslee tonight saying that he will work with local entities and different departments to bring more precautions in the future. Guys, back to you.
All right, Hannah.